I'm not gonna lie to you. This draft from Brazil might be the.
Yes. Don't hold back
it's
now.
It's not very good.
That's holding back quite a bit.
I'm shocked that they picked Axe into bat.
Yeah, this is
given that they have these two
they
supports
picked
that do nothing
Axe
versus
into
bat.
a break, Bat Rider, and Undying.
So what do you think would be a pro? You talked about Abaddon potentially being a counter. Legion Commander is an old school counter to Bat Rider.
I think Legion was actually their best pick here.
Okay.
Because it's okay in lane versus Undying because you're really fast. So you actually just run around and use your nuke for last hits, and then you can pull the creeps. Yeah, I've played the matchup. Usually on Legion you'll have a decent lane. And then you're also good against Bat, obviously. So in this case, they picked an offlaner who can't really deal with Undying very well because you're pretty much supposed to play up in the lane, and that's not going to work. And then you're also bad against Bat Rider. So for me, in my eyes, like I'm always ready to learn because there's plenty of times I'm wrong here. I see this and I say,
Like
what
last game with the
offlaner in their right
prediction.
mind would want Axe here?
What if it's not an offlaner?
What if it's a mid?
It could be anything. It is Dota after all.
It could.
you know?
Jungle? Jungle Axe?
Let's bring it back, man. You're gonna get that Iron Talent eventually. Just
Yeah.
bank all in on that bad boy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You got to stack the hard camp like 5 times and then farm it right at 7 minutes. You're getting that. You're getting that Iron Talent.
Do you guys miss jungling at all? Like,
Nope.
to some degree, even if it's a small percentage.
I miss how bad everyone was, myself included. 'cause
The
I would
Legion jungles, man.
I would just
Oh.
I'd play Doom Midas Rush Jungle. I missed that. That was accepted. Nobody got mad at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
They were like,
Those
oh,
are
I
the
have a
days.
Doom and the Midas. Okay.
Yeah.
It's less stress. You're just killing NPCs. You don't have to worry about your teammates. You're just playing your own game.
No, the whole
You know?
game is literally a slot machine. I'm
Yeah.
like, please, don't give me Hellbear Smashers 30 seconds in. Please, please, give me the Satyr Camp. And then you get the Hellbear Smashers and
Back in the day.
and your timings are all ruined.
And now you don't have to worry about those ancient camps, the Prowlers. They got rid of them, right?
Yeah,
But we can't
yeah.
really jungle anymore, sadly. It's just
Remember,
ancient stacking.
I mean, all the ancient heroes are way better now.
there was
ever
a day
since
you
the Prowlers got
could
removed.
literally jungle on anything because of Iron Talent.
Yep.
When you
Good
could buy,
times.
you could start with Iron Talent and a set of
Venomancer.
tangos. Yeah, literally any
Venomancer
hero.
jungle.
Any hero was viable.
Because
in the
you'd
jungle.
kill a big camp and get level 2, right? And most heroes can jungle with level 2.
Yeah,
So the Iron
yeah.
Talon would allow you to kill the big camp the first time on
Dude.
heroes that previously couldn't.
It takes like 2.5 to 3 minutes. To
I
get
don't know
level
if they
2
can
the
fit
jungle
this
now.
in their lineup, but when I look at a Terrorblade, the first hero that comes to mind to counter is Zeus. I don't know what you guys think.
Zeus against Nyx Bat would be a yikes.
That's true.
They
That's
struggled
true.
with it last game, and it wasn't even against like a Nate Gap close last game.
So what do you pick against TB if you can't go for Zeus?
Usually you do like a mobile nuker, but then again,
Morphling,
those are all bad against
See,
Nyx.
I would completely agree with the Zeus. I think that you need to pick a hero that deals with the Bat Rider if you want to pick it. Like deal with the heroes that counter the Zeus if you want to pick the Zeus. And PL's decent, not so much against the Nyx. Doesn't like it's like they don't really do anything to each
So
other.
this is
but
a
Bat-
really nice PL game right now, but my problem with PL is he's just not a good enough hero. They're gonna they're gonna ban out Ember and probably Lesher. Those are the last 2 bans, but there's gonna be one other hero in the pool that's left that's really good against PL. Their entire last pick for Beast Coast is just gonna be counter PL because that's all they
I was gonna
need.
say I feel like beastcoast just picks Zeus right now.
I mean, I don't think Zeus is the best PL counter. I mean, it's okay, but like it is a PL
It's
counter.
like it would be like Leshrac or Zeus, right? Unless it's banned.
Well, I'm saying it's Lesh Ember are the 2 best usually. Like if they don't ban Ember here, I'll be surprised.
Ember would be good. The Ember is way more of like a playmaker, and I think with like Undying, Bat, Nyx, you're kind of lacking like the playmaking. They can fight, but they don't really want to like start the fight, and they don't want to.
It's always funny when I see these because I know in competitive Dota games are just different because it's like in pub Dota I can't pick Bat because I'll just get like life stealered and it's game over because it just doesn't matter because like all that matters in a pub is how well your lane goes. But like in these games I see this first round Bat, I'm like, okay, this is a situation drafting wise I myself haven't been in, but like PL, he's an annoying carry for you, but he doesn't actually shut you down.
No.
Like you don't do anything to him, but he
You
doesn't
don't
really
pressure-
do
you don't
anything to
pressure
him
him,
either.
yeah.
But like you're gonna go cut creep waves, right?
The Enchantress is. The Enchantress plus the PL can definitely be pretty annoying because.
But you're just gonna have a Nyx with boots dragging creeps, right? Like that's what you're gonna do.
Sure, but it's not the same old creep cutting like back when Monkeys Forever was doing it on Bat Rider. Like that 5-minute nerf.
Yeah, where you're literally
Yeah.
cutting creep. Yeah.
That really does hurt. And I was thinking the same thing about Axe. If this was prior to that patch Axe, it's actually a counter to Undying because Undying can't do anything about creep cutting. He just runs at you level 1, you laugh at him. You just if it's hard, you just send the support and you cut with the support. But you can't do that now. You have to drag creeps. And like Bat and Axe, like sure they can drag creeps, but so can any hero.
This just has to be like the worst Axe game I've ever seen. It's a third pick Axe, and I'm like,
Position 5 axe.
Did the Undying come up before the X?
yes, it did.
That's right. That's nuts.
The Undying
Axe
was before the Axe.
Into Undying.
No, I thought to myself they actually had to pick a strength hero because all these like agility offlaners and shit did suck versus Batrider. But like, out of all the strength offlaners, I feel like Axe is one of the hardest countered by Undying. So they go for tiny. It's a nice mid-game, like it is mid-game burst damage against TB. I look at this game and say if TB gets 3 items, you just win the game. Like Manta, Dragonlance, and a Scotty or Butterfly or something, you just win the game. I don't know. Like they're gonna pick some mid-game space. Kunkka. Oh yeah, Crystal Kunkka. Let's go. Kunkka with a Radiance, boys.
Yeah, Kunkka. Great against PL as well.
Might be a bit greedy, but it's Beast Coast. We saw their last game.
No, nice
There it
call.
is.
Very nice, sir. So I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that both of you are going for Beast Coast.
Yes.
Yeah, last game I decided to go with the draft rather than the teams, and it didn't work out so hot.
But now you can do both.
I can do both because I agree with both. So I'll go for the not Axe into
Yeah, the
counters.
Axe is a real problem. Maybe we're just offlane. There's 3 offlaners here. That's a big problem.
Your offlaner
that's
has
true.
to have a game, and I'm thinking to myself, Bat, not the best lane, but he'll be fine. Axe, ugh.
All right, well, we'll be back very shortly with the game. Stay tuned, friends.
Hello, everyone. Bienvenidos. Boa noite. We are back with game number 2 of Beast Coast versus Team Brazil. And lizZard and I were talking a little bit during the draft here. I'm thinking that you're really liking the Beast Coast draft, yeah?
Yeah, dobro večer svima. Yeah, I'm liking the Beast Coast draft quite a bit. Again, like in that first game, I wasn't quite sure. I wasn't watching way too much SA Dota recently. And I'm thinking, okay, Brazil has something weird going on. Maybe it will work out for them well. This time around, yeah, I think they salvaged their draft a little bit with the PL pick. It's good versus, it's decent versus TB, good versus Batrider, good versus Undying. So that's pretty solid for them. But these first 3 picks were, and they were a mess.
Okay. That's, tell us how you really feel here, lizZard. But it does seem a bit strange, right? You've got a lot of counters that were already picked up that they picked into.
Yep, that's it. Like you said it very well. They picked. I'm not. I can't really remember what the exact picking order was, but they picked Axe into the Undying, into the Nyx, and into the Bat. I'm fairly sure about that. And that just seems so hard to play for him. Like the laning stage can be hard for him versus the Undying. Overall versus the Batrider, he always has a hero that can kill him. I think the panel mentioned the break versus the Axe too, which isn't the most important thing, but it comes in handy as well.
I guess, the one thing that really does kind of work out in their favor is the fact that Nyx is not the strongest laner. Usually Schofield likes to be super, super active early, and with a Nyx Assassin, you can't do quite as much with this hero as, say, if he's on like an Earth Spirit or, a Tusk or whatnot, but still will be very effective.
I agree, but you have to remember that he's going to lane with the Batrider. And he is a hero that activates the Bat quite a bit on that lane. It doesn't matter that he isn't your normal, strong position 4. He helps the Batrider quite a bit. All he needs is that one stun.
Runes are picked up. I just realized, too, Moose is actually playing the Undying this game, so we don't have Stinger in this particular match.
Yep.
A little bit of a swap there.
And also Moose went for that Orb of Venom build. He's going to ferry himself most likely a couple of mangoes afterwards and just trade it out with Tension and Axe. They have to be careful on this bottom lane, however, to block the creep camps properly. If they don't, Enchantress can make their life quite difficult down here.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting to consider the fact that KJ is actually playing the bottom lane with King RD, and they set Flea up to the top. Usually Flea's the one who lanes with King RD, but I guess, the fact that you can pick up some of these creeps and try to make Hector's life a little bit more difficult definitely comes in handy. Top lane, though, looks like Whisper's going to have to just go and teleport out, but Stubby's Prayer does get taken down during that whole scuffle.
I'm not completely sure, but I think Enchantress does a bit better versus the Undying than the Snapfire, just because of the fact that you will have creeps fighting him too, so you won't have to eat all those decays yourself constantly. So it comes in handy. Plus you can take an illusion away from K1 once he uses that meta, which is also quite alright.
True. I mean, the name of the game tends to be for Beast Coast is that you want to gank mid, you want to give Chris Luck a terrible game, which forces then Schofield and Stinger generally to have to, you know, make even more space, and then eventually, you know, put some pressure onto Ektor. But feels like they've been putting the pressure down here. Oh, they're really grouped up. Nice spins coming out here from King RD. Moose is gonna have to heal himself back up. Look at the illusion, and Moose is sitting so low. This is not looking good for him. It's gonna be first blood going to King RD. Standing a little bit too close to that axe.
Not only to the axe, but that was so great from Enchantress. Like, he got the tomato, he used that tomato to clear the small camp, and then with the last 5 seconds, literally, he helps the axe kill the Undying. So perfect play that you could have made with that 5 seconds of duration of a creep on level 1. Really well played by KJ.
How's this mid lane doing over here? It's like right now, Chris Luck sitting at 12-1, and 40 are sitting 13-3. Having a little bit of a better time.
It's even. You can call it even. It's always like this. Kunkka versus Tiny, it doesn't really go in either player's favor way too much unless some crazy tossback. Bottom lane K1.
Yeah, Ektor's sitting very low, but it doesn't look like they're... Oh, look at the Wild Wing plus the Impetus. They get the kill on K1.
This Enchantress is on fire. He's really winning this bottom lane hard, and you can see why they swapped. However, on top lane as well, they get the Batrider, so Brazil is winning these lanes once again.
Pretty good, for sure.
One big thing as well is 4DR in his Tiny, how well he does in this lane.
Lane. Trying to make the plays over onto 4DR. Schofield holding onto that Impale here. He's gonna get tossed up, and he just gets popped by 4DR. What are you doing there, buddy?
He ganked. He ganked Schofield behind his tier 1 lane. pretty solid by 4DR. I think this is exactly what needs to happen for Brazil. 4DR getting a good early start. If he gets a Blink Dagger early on, he can completely change the pace of this game, and he can be a constant threat to that Terrorblade.
It's like I'm lagging out here, lizZard. Hopefully.
Moose might be lagging out of the game as well, as he's about to fall. We good?
Reconnecting right now, so do your best play-by-play while I reconnect.
Yeah, it's fine. They killed off Moose, they killed off his Tombstone. I think he's some secret agent, perhaps, for Brazil right now. It's not really working out in this bottom lane all too well for him. But it's KJ, really. He's getting all the right creeps, and he is just doing so much work on this bottom lane with his Enchantress. Top lane Whisper is suffering a little bit too, but that's to be expected in this lane Batrider versus PL. He can just doppelgang your sticky napalm away.
Uh-oh, 4DR? Got the toss back. Schofield, can he get over there in time? Can he get the final hit off? Oh, he's so fast with the boost, though. Plus the bottle, he's gonna turn right back around and smush this little bug. He's not careful here. Looks like 4DR decides it's not worth his time. Gonna make his way back over. They do manage to go and place a ward, though.
Maybe 4DR.
Thinking about it.
Yeah. They ping out the ward instantly after. Because of the way that he's moving uphill, then walking back, like, you can instantly understand that there is a ward on his side. Like, all these moves are like, even when you try to go and make a play and then you fall back, even that can be punished because you're giving away the fact that you had vision, that you had that ward, and now it's rewarded in 1 second.
Oh, they managed to go and grab up the courier here. KJ, man, he has just made so much happen. That's actually the mid lane also. Kill on 4DR. A little bit of action on the bottom lane as well as they go. They drop the tombstone. They're trying to just make plays over here onto the Enchantress as Whisper makes his own rotation back. Flame Break will burst back over here onto the Enchantress. That sticky napalm slowing him down quite a bit, but she's fast. She's got the boots. I'm sure they're going to be able to quite grab her here. There's trying another stack of sticky. This is just one long chase. There it is. There's the meta. They'll finally be able to go. Oh, no. He cancels out the TP though, too. I think he thought it was the end. He's so dead here. But he makes them work for it. Makes them work for it the entire time.
Meanwhile, King RD is just for free farming this bottom lane. Blimey, he has a Vanguard. Like, look at this boy. Like, level 5 Vanguard 6 minutes in. He's living life on this axe. And that's all because of the Enchantress. By the way, I promised someone else say blimey there, so that's...
You promised what?
Nothing. Just forget about it. They'll understand. They'll understand. Okay, Tiny.
Whatever you say. Ooh. Top lane, though, they're really trying to just get this kill on Scofield. Kostabile is going really deep here, along with Flea. They missed that little bit of a cookie hop, and he's trying to juke around here in the trees, but there's just nowhere to run as he goes, throws out the Impale, and eventually gets slain by Kostabile.
This top lane is falling apart for Beast Coast. Well, Batrider
Bottom lane,
already...
too. Look at this.
Yeah.
They're using the courier to find moves. They know he's still here. He's gonna be able to... He's just having... Oh, there it is. They see it. Is he going to be able to get the courier at the very least? No. Dunk comes out from King RD. He's having the time of his life down here.
I don't know if Beast Coast is too happy with the replacement that they've just made for this game, but this Undying overall, it's just not working out for them. The Enchantress plus the Axe lane proved to be way more stronger than I thought initially. I thought, okay, Enchantress adaptation to this Axe and Undying lane is good, but it won't crush them. But man, they crushed this lane.
Well, I mean, that's the whole perk of having that Enchantress, right? Is the fact that it does really secure the lane. Cookie hop forward, though, over onto Ector. Sitting at level 6 here, but he's already used all of his points. Doesn't have any Sunder. They're going to be able to go. They bring him right back in again using that Torrent. They've got the X. Schofield getting into position here. Doesn't have any more spells left. There'll be a big old bolt over here onto 40R. Can they finish him off, though? Nice avalanche. Yes, it looks like it's going to be... No, they toss right back again. Slow coming out here from Flea. Eventually, Schofield will be able to go and collect the kill. King RD, though, getting into position, trying to find himself that call. The cookie forward, not going to be able to quite connect, so they'll be forced to go and take down the tombstone instead.
And look at that, where KJ goes, the team follows. They're going for this tier 1 on the mid lane. I'm not really sure if they'll be able to take it down as it's on full HP pretty much. Will they defend this on Beast Coast?
I don't think they can. I think they've used pretty much most of their kit right now. They're just going to allow it to go down and hope that they kind of forget about Ector over here as he farms up.
Yeah, but you have to remember that the first game went in a very similar fashion to for Brazil. They managed to take down all the tier 1s before Beast Coast even threatened to take one. And then the game kind of fell apart. Then Beast Coast got their momentum and they came back. But
and they forgot about Ector. That was it. They let Ector just farm up using his Sven with the Empower over in the triangle, and he just came out massive.
Yeah, this time around is different, right? There's TB and PL. There's no Ultra Farmer.
That's true. You don't have the same setup here as Ector. They are having a little bit of a fight here. Don't have that meta up anymore. It's gonna just try to go and run away. You do have Grandma coming in though. Flea with the cookie hop should be... Oh, no, it still manages to connect. I thought he might be able to go a little bit faster. This is gonna be a very dead Ector. He's trying to get the kill on Flea. No, they have the Soul Rip coming out from Musagos. He drops the Tombstone. So it looks like Ector's going to survive this. The Schofield does find a kill on KJ while all this is going on. 40R still hunting, wants a kill on Schofield. Does have that Vendetta still available if necessary, but 40R will back off.
Terrorblade living on the bottom lane was huge for Beast Coast, and you guys couldn't follow, but on the top lane as well, Batrider barely lived versus the Tiny plus Snap, I believe Enchantress, and then they even turned on the Enchantress and got the kill. Now they're turning on 40R.
Yeah, they're thinking about going back in here. They have to be careful though. KJ is here. He's gonna go use the enchant throughout the impetus. Whisper might actually be very dead. He's not careful. Can he juke around enough? Another impetus though will be able to clean him up.
I love how he tried to stop, so it doesn't really finish him off, but this Enchantress is maxing out impetus, so that's a lot of damage early on.
It is, and it's actually really just kind of working out for the side of Brazil. You know, we saw this Enchantress. We were a little concerned about it because it's typically, you know, one of those things that just kind of wins the lanes, but after that, you know, maybe transitions a little bit. X marks the spot, though, over onto 4DR here in the top lane with the boat coming in. KJ can't really do anything to save him, so he's just forced to watch as he goes down. They make this rotation for this top tower. Although while this is going on, take a look at what King RD just picked up. Being sent over to him on this courier. He's going to be a big threat with that Blink Dagger, and it's going to be very, very scary for Ektor, because I have a feeling everywhere he goes, there's going to be a King RD behind him.
It's going to be the Snapfire Axe combo that literally just smoked up. The moment you mentioned the Blink Dagger and they're hunting the terribly, didn't care about this meta at all. Oh,
casually tossing out some of those Snapfire kisses. They do manage to find though, and there's the Blink reveal. They just hold them into place. Can they get the dunk off in time? They'll find the kill now. Schofield managing to go. He pops that Spike Carapace. You know, one of the nice things about having an Nyx Assassin, but they're too late. X marks the spot over here onto Cookie Hop here from Fleece, gonna try to buy him a little bit more time. They do manage to bounce back with the Flame Break, gets the call left, starts dragging 3 of these heroes. They have the lasso though, and there's really not much that Flea can do, so they end up losing King RD, but 40 are jumping onto the back lines, wants to get this kill over onto Whisper, and it's looking like he's gonna be able to run away, because suddenly maybe just a little bit too far now. Chris Luck putting out some damage onto him, but they don't have any way of really holding him into place once that X is down. And Schofield, he's gonna be able to TP out. Does Flea have it? Cookie Hop forward. Oh, he's just a little bit off the mark. Very, very close.
One takeaway from this fight is Costabile is very eager to join these fights early on, but without that defusal, he doesn't really have any control, so he can't really contribute to these fights. And he was just running around. He could have farmed that whole time while Terrorblade was dead. And because of that, he's not really taking off. He's still ahead, but he could have more farm, let's say, if he was a bit more selfish. I can definitely respect his eagerness to join these fights, though, because so many carries just AFK farm forever.
I think it's tough, right, when you consider that you're going up against Ektor, who is like the guy who's known for farming here. Oh, nice call over here onto Chris Luck. He had the X up, but he gets dragged in
Tiny.
a little bit here over on the side, though. Avatar's coming in hot. Can they burst down Chris Luck? He doesn't manage to get the dunk off. They manage to get the save. Now Moose will turn back around. They manage to go get the Sunder. Now King RD trying to spin to one. Does manage to go get the call, but there's going to be a big old torrent landing over onto 4DR. Schofield jumping in as well. They'll be able to take down King RD. These kisses are getting tossed everywhere, but they're not doing really enough as they do manage to go. They take down Hector. They take down 4DR, and they do manage to get the kill onto Moose. Whisper on the back line, though, will be able to burn down Flea, and now KJ is the only one who's left, and he's trying to just put out as much damage as possible. Schofield hugging him tight here. Does have some of these charges. Pops the Spike. Carapace pops the Impale, and down goes KJ.
Well, that is 4 for 2, but your Phantom Lancer is farming away while Terrorblade is constantly assaulted. Every time he fights, every time he farms, Brazil takes the fight to him, and they make him make these movements like swap his HP with attacks and then stick around a bit too long, which inevitably brings him death because he truly doesn't have any items right now. Not even SNY completed. So overall, I think Brazil is doing very well. They have the Blink Dagger on Tiny too now, and look, another smoke. They're just constantly on the offensive.
I like it. I like that they're playing super aggressive. I like that they're trying to make the space here for the Phantom Lancer. As long as the Phantom Lancer continues to farm, right? You were saying they're doing maybe just a little bit too much fighting with him, although he did finish up the Diffusal Blade, so they could make some plays, but already you can see they're invading this triangle. They know that's where Ektor likes to be. Whisper already starting up with that Firefly. The jump forward from King RD doesn't manage to go and land that call. Does get X'd up immediately with the boat. He's gonna get tossed into the air. Nice cookie swap forward, but it's not gonna be enough here for King RD as he does get taken down. KJ left all alone, just gets shredded by the meta. And now Flea, he has no cookies left. He has nothing to save himself as he just gets blinked away. Schofield finding the kill, and the core is on the side of Brazil, forced to retreat. So, you know, I like the aggression, but when it doesn't pay off, it really, really hurts Brazil.
Yep. Because that Terrorblade just used meta and he was about to farm the Ancients, and now you give him a couple of extra kills as well that he participates in. I can understand the will to be aggressive when you won your lanes and you got your blink daggers. You're literally active on every single hero. But maybe don't smoke and do the same move 3 times in a row. Like, you can fool them 2 times. 3rd time, they're gonna react to it properly.
I mean, you hope that they do, right?
I mean, my teammates never do, but tier 1 teams, they're gonna do it. Radiance, by the way,
right.
almost completed on Chrislock.
Alright. Bottom lane. It's like Schofield. They dust up, though. They know that he's there. Gonna be the Snapfire. Kisses thrown out by Flea. Again, that's by Carapace. They still have the vision, though, so the Avatar should be able to clean up Schofield here.
Yeah, that was a dominating streak as well, so 400 gold for 4DR, pretty solid. He's going for E-Blade, apparently, his next item. So all into that magic burst damage, together with the Snapfire, together with the axe. He might change it, I don't know, but it looks pretty strong. The big item for Beast Coast, however, is the Kunkka's Radiance. Once he gets that, PL becomes a little bit less of a problem.
Some pressure being placed on the bottom tower here. Schofield's getting into position. Doesn't have that Vendetta up.
Has a Meteor Hammer, though.
Yes, he does. There we go. Drops it down. Did they cancel out? Yeah, they canceled out the TP. Kunkka was thinking about coming down. But Schofield, he's just trying to make space. This is typically what he does, and generally it ends up with his death, but usually he makes them work for it pretty hard here. Although there's not a lot of trees for him to juke around, although the Spike Carapace buys a little bit more time. All these illusions, though, just chunking him down. It's actually KJ who gets the final hit.
He really made them work for it. And also, notice that Costabile, he was on like 25% HP just from the tower and the Nyx damage. And Nyx was a little bit unfortunate. He timed that Meteor Hammer so well, understanding that PL is going to finish off the creep and then run straight at the ranged one. But he was a millisecond off. Because of that, he doesn't stun the PL, the TP gets cancelled, and then he just dies afterwards and loses a tier 2.
So you agree with the fact that Chris Luck just didn't connect with that TP and just canceled it out then?
Yeah, he's finishing off his Radiance. You want that big item. I can completely understand why he didn't do it, but if that Meteor Hammer connects, I think you continue TPing and you get a kill on PL.
Fair enough. Alright, well, taking a look at net worth right now, you can see that Costabile is still top 10k net worth, 9.6 though over here on Ekdor, and he's starting to get some of these items going. It's been taking a little bit longer though than I think he would have liked. But rest of the side of Beast Coast, they're smoked up and they're looking for a fight. They've got the Radiance completed now for Chris Luck, they've got the Lasso, Blink Dagger. They could get a good pick off here. Be very happy. Drop the ward as they go up to the high ground, and they just barely miss. They use the scan and they find it. They know exactly where Beast Coast is. The question is, how do they approach this now?
Now this smoke, let's just follow this, if Tiny is going to engage or not. Okay, so this smoke is literally one of the reasons, a prime example why taking a tier 1 on the mid lane is so good for you early on. Because they could just cut straight towards them, right? If that tier 1 wasn't there, that smoke would be so much more valuable. But because of the tier 1, they don't have that option.
Schofield immediately following up with that Spike. Carapace boat gets thrown out as now the Snapfire, because it's from long range, coming in hot. King RD trying the best he can, does have himself that blade mail, but he can't stay alive long enough. His 40R also falls. Moves on the hunt. They spot Flea over here, tries to throw out as many of his spells as possible. Hector, he's had a double kill, and now it looks like KJ is going to be the triple here for him, as the rest of the side of Brazil is either dead or they've just teleported out. And looks like they're going to go right over into the Roche pit.
Yeah, train towards Roche pit instantly with that meta. 50% of it remaining, so you can go. Costabile, however, I think he left that fight before it even started. He was just like, I'm not going there. This is over. Even Snapfire's ulti wasn't cancelled by Carapace very early on, right? Because he used it to prevent the Tiny. The fight still didn't go well for them because they got everything they needed. They got this Radiance as well. PL going mid, some solo action, and
he's gonna try to get the kill on Chris Luck. They have the Soul Rip though. Not sure if it's gonna be quite enough. They throw out a Spirit Lance. No, Chris Luck, he's absolutely fine here. Oh, the tree! Oh, it's so close. Another Soul Rift, though. Wasn't going to be able to do quite enough anyways. But they
That's
do
all.
manage to get the drag over onto 40 yard. They're going to put him up over here. He's going to be playing as a giant rock on top of the mountain. For now, Cookie just not enough in time. He burns to Whisper's Firefly. I'm not sure what that aggression was there.
That was PL trying to make a move on his own, and then Tiny follows up a little bit because he gets a little bit bloodthirsty. He sees how low the Kunkka is, and it wasn't really the best move. It was just one of those, I'll try and see how it goes. I've seen them on top lane, perhaps I can kill off this Kunkka, perhaps no one will help him. But it's alright if PL does it alone, but when the team starts connecting, it's so easy to catch anyone with a lasso. PL is a bit difficult because of Doppelgang and all the illusions, but everyone else just gets caught off.
It definitely feels like they know that whenever they're trying to make a smoke play or whatever, they just go into this triangle. I think what is PPD calls this the castle, I believe. He makes his way over here because they know that that's where Ector's going to be. And they're usually fairly close by on the side of Beast, because the second that they realize that there's no one else really showing on the map, they know they're going after Ector. We need to protect him. And you can see the response that comes out. It's very, very swift.
The way they move as well around the castle, the triangle, the way they fall back and then set up the fight the way they want to is really brilliant too from Beast Coast. In this game, they've done that twice now, and it was really good. Like, every single hero is in the right position. Nyx Assassin up front, Batrider to follow up with the lasso, Terrorblade all the way back. It's hard to pick him off now, even as he has that Scuddy completed.
Their map movements are just so good. And I mean, they're still excellent over on the side of Team Brazil. Like, they have fantastic talent in place. Look at this. The Batrider's already teleporting in. They'll follow up with the Meteor Hammer over here onto Constabulate. He manages Phantom Rush. It's a little bit faster. Rest of the team, though, they're looking for him. They're on the hunt. Flea gets a nice double hop back here. So they're trying to chase after him. Whisper, not going to be able to quite do it. As Hector just gets a kill on Flea over on the back end. So KJ gets left behind. He's trying to do everything he can to Chris Luck, and he's just not able to. Turn their attention now to this tier 1. And already Schofield, he's still hunting. He's still just trying to figure out any information over here. So
those two were just sacrifices, right? They sacrificed the supports.
They're going to sacrifice Schofield here.
Yep.
Whisper still wants to go in though, manages to go get the drag over onto King RD as they hold him up over again on this cliff, followed up with the taunt. There's just too much damage. Down goes King RD yet again, and Whisper blinking forward does have that clumsy net, manages to hold 40 in place just long enough. The X marks the spot off, followed up with a big old boat. Needs some more damage, and they have the Metamorphosis. They've got the Scotty. This is not looking good now. 440 Rs. He's just getting slammed away. Didn't quite manage to finish him off though. Moose chasing after him. Gonna just try to go give a little bit of vision, and one more hit should do the trick. K1 is unstoppable.
So these small skirmishes, these small engagements might have worked for Brazil a little bit earlier when they just got their Blink Daggers, but they can't really fight like that any longer because besides Nyx, there isn't a single hero that you blow up instantly with that stun toss combo. And if you don't, Batrider will follow up, Kunkka will follow up, and you'll find yourself in no man's land. So you really have to measure your movements on side of Brazil and bring full forces to team fights. You can't resort any longer to these small skirmishes, small pickoffs.
Even now, it feels like you can't get the kill on Schofield immediately either. You know, he just pops that Carapace.
Yep.
And then just scooty booties away.
Range
Meteor
drop
Hammer's
too.
gonna be so annoying for Constabulate to have to deal with, although the rest of the team is making their way bottom.
I'm pretty sure everyone knows this, but range drops, you can see Nyx Assassin, he has 2 in his inventory and then an extra infused range drops in his backpack. Like, such a valuable item versus Tiny. That's pretty much the reason why he survives the Avatos combo.
Popular for a while, and then they kind of fell out of favor again. But like you said, against the Tiny, anything with large amounts of burst damage, magical burst damage, they're just so good. Plus that little bit of mana regen too.
Mm-hmm. When you think about his item build as well, Tranquil Boots, he doesn't really get a lot of mana overall. He does have good HP regen, but when you get those range drops, when you get sticks, just perfect for Nyx.
pressure being placed here on this top tower. Feels like Beast Coast firmly in the driver's seat right now. Nyx does get picked off, though. They've had enough of his nonsense, so they'll be able to go and get that. But while they go after the Nyx, they end up losing the tower top.
He needed another raindrop. That's the problem. 3 is the magical number.
I'm sure he'll take that into account next time.
Yeah, like you said, on more serious note, they did lose the tier 2 on the top lane. Nyx Assassin is pretty much just a distraction at this point. He's trying to finish off his Yules on the bottom lane, which he did. And yeah, he might die, but now he can set up. Now he actually has a way of dealing with Axe, which is massive for Beast Coast.
I'm a little concerned, though. They just picked up the Ags over on the Snapfire, but who do you... I mean, you could yeet in the Axe, I guess, but... Oh, Whisper? He's thinking about it there for half a moment. Gets knocked back as KJ gets found by Chris Luck. He's gonna try to run away. Definitely cannot do that, though.
I think you toss in anyone on the side of Brazil. All of these heroes can go in. Even Enchantress, because he's naturally tanky.
Not that tanky right now when she just gets bursted down like that. Of course, there were a lot of heroes on her.
Yeah, if he's alone, then definitely not. But if you're planning a team fight, then you can even toss her in. Or an illusion of PL like he's doing right now.
That's true. Yep, they'll toss that right in. Nice call coming out from King RD. These long-range Snapfire kisses, but they go to get the Sunder off King RD. No, he manages to go. Gets the kill onto Moose. Hector looks like he's going to stay alive a little bit longer here. Snowballs are being thrown left and right. They drop the Tombstone. They're going to play some attention over here onto Schofield. Over on the back side here, Chris Luck slowly getting tapered down. We've got 2 different fights going on. So Schofield, yes, he eventually falls, but he's made the space. He's allowed his team to disengage.
If you're Terrorblade, you have to get the BKB. After seeing how that fight went, yeah, he instantly queues it up. He needs a BKB. That whole fight was won by Snapfire and the Veil from Enchantress. Literally, so much magical damage prevented Terrorblade to stand and fight. Also, PL was AFK a little bit. I don't know if you noticed. In that fight, he was AFK for like 5 seconds, just standing there. Perhaps...
just thinking about his next item.
Yeah, in the middle of a team fight.
In the middle of a team fight. You know, it is the Brazil server, I believe. Toss up into the air. Doesn't matter, though. They had that X, and they're going in for the fight right now. Nice stun, though, coming in from the Snapfire. We'll slow down Whisper, so he's not able to go and get that jump that he wants, but 40 R's getting left behind here. It's not looking good for him. Tiny will fall as Whisper's still on the hunt. He'd like to grab Ghost, but they demand to do it. He gets the lasso, tying right back in again. The Axe goes in, but they have the Yule Scepter followed up with the boat. They'll get the kill on Kostabi. Like King RD is going to be next to fall. And just like that, only these supports on the side of Beast Coast are still alive. And Schofield was hoping that he could grab KJ too, but looks like he's going to be able to teleport out as the rest of Beast Coast just start walking down mid.
They can't fight without the Snapfire ulti. It looks like their strongest tool at the moment. In their whole arsenal, the Snapfire ulti at the moment is the thing that wins them fights. So they need it. If they don't have it, they just have to fall back, which they did, but unsuccessfully as they lost 3.
Back up, Glimmer Cape will protect Hector. He'll go get the Sunder off over onto Moose. Moose needs to be careful, though. He might actually fall. He's not careful. Veil comes out again. Hector just focusing on these buildings. Do have 40R teleporting in, though. Oh, Whisper thinking about trying to make moves over here onto KJ. Does have that clumsy net. No lasso available for another 30, though. So looks like Beast Coast, they'll respect it. They'll back off from Brazil, go back to farming. They have new items coming out too for their the next tier, and I'm sure Roche is going to be on everybody's mind going forward.
Yeah, it's a bit of a longer Roche. It's up in 2 minutes and 15 seconds right now. That's just about enough time for Hector to pick up his BKB, which is what they're looking forward to on Beast Coast. You get that BKB on Terrorblade, you get the Shivas on Kunkka, the Shivas Radiance. Oh, KJ?
KJ's still very dead. Yes, indeed. Yep. Look at all the sentries too over there. Not gonna let anyone get away. 40R too. X marks the spot. This is looking real bad for this Tiny. Soul Rip coming out from Moose. We'll collect the kill and they'll just go and cut this wave while they're at it.
There's something missing in the way Brazil is playing. From these 2 games, the laning stage goes so well for them. They can outskill you in the laning stage, but outsmarting you afterwards and making all the right moves in the mid game, isn't really working out for them, at least not versus Beast Coast. In this series and in the previous series they played against them.
I mean, Neff and I were discussing that because we were covering the group stages, and Brazil has so many good players on it, right? You've got 40R, you've got Constabile, King RD, you've got so many like excellent players, Flea, you know, KJ, but they make these little mistakes where they just take these weird engagements, and
what do you think
it costs
is it?
them so much.
So you're like the SA queen still. What do you think? What is it? Is it the captain? Is it not having one unified voice that leads them, or?
I would say, yeah. I would say that it's not having a full unified voice all the time. Because if you notice some of these fights, you see Constabile, he just dips.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, no, I'm not taking this fight. And honestly, if they had hard committed on some of them, I think they turn a little bit faster. You know, they might have had a chance to actually win them, but you've got that hesitation. And again, you know, these guys, they've been playing together for a little bit now, but definitely nowhere near as long as Beast Coast. And you do get that semblance of trust between you and your teammates, right?
Yeah,
you know, okay, if they're going to go win, we have to go win. We have to commit on this, guys. You can't have cold feet.
So they don't have anyone to strike fear into their bones and tell you to fight, even if you have a Quelling Blade and Wraith Band, and that's it. They don't have a puppy behind. Someone like that. Yeah,
I'm not sure. I don't listen to their comms. I'm not super familiar with these guys, but
no, it definitely looks that way because when a carry tries to go for those solo pickoffs and then dips out of fights, like you just said, it definitely looks like that sort of a situation. I've had that happen to me multiple times.
Hector needs to be careful. King RD jumping back over here onto Whisper, though, making sure that he's not going to be able to go and get that last one, but they follow up. Look at this damage coming out from Hector. He just slices him apart. Now Constabile over on the side trying to take this down. They go, they get the last one. It's going to hold him into place. Constabile can't do anything. It's a double kill. No buyback on either one of these heroes as they're not done. They want 4DR. They'll follow up. They try to use the cookie. It's going to be a little bit off the mark here, but they have the clumsy net. And 4DR, he just can't fight them fast enough. Chris Luck joining in the fun, and he will finish him off. So all that goes down. They get 3 heroes on the side of Brazil, and they're going to be able to go and just pick up this Roche, plus the double damage rune on Hector. Life is looking great for Beast Coast.
If you're Brazil, you can take this L and hope that your PL can finish off the MKB before you fight next, but that's wishful thinking. They're already in your base.
Oh, Schofield feeling murderous over here. Impale with that torrent. KJ, have mercy, Beast Coast. Schofield chasing them all the way back. All right, King RD's gonna try to drag Schofield into the well a little bit. He's gonna yeet him back in again. But that repair kit not gonna do enough as they go. They take down those. Look at the Schofield, man. Look at this man, always making space, no matter what.
Yeah, forces Flea to use his ulti as well, which, even though it's really strong, it is on a 110 seconds cooldown. Now you don't have that for your barracks.
Oh, man, those fast fingers that King RD was going in, but they had the Yules. Chris Luck is here, followed up with the boat, and they'll take down King RD. Does have buyback if he wants to try to go in here. Over here, 4DR getting bounced back again from that flame break. They'll go to eat the cheese cookie hop coming out from Flea. Not going to be enough to keep him alive, though, as they do have the glimmer cape, but they have the vision. They go, they take him down. BKB comes out now from Hector. He's trying to decide where he wants to go. Moose is taking so much damage here from Constabile. Looks like he's going to get taken down. KJ getting yeeted forward is just going to be used as a little pinata here for Hector as he goes and just gets healed right back up again. Looks like he decides he just wants to stand. He wants to fight, but he can't seem to figure out who he wants to go on over here as Flea getting chased down by Schofield. Is he going to be able to get the final hit off? It looks like, yes, they are going to find it. Heels up in the air over here on Schofield. Whisper going to try to bounce everybody back. Looks like Schofield, though, taken down. Whisper trying to run away. He's just getting so slowed down by Constabile. Moves in the vicinity, manages to get the glimmer cape off, and they've got that blink, but over here on the side, Chris Luck, he's still in the base, and he still is murdering people, although it looks like Luck has finally run out, because he stayed just a little bit too long here, does not have that Aegis. Toss-up coming out from 4DR, and down goes Chris Luck, but during all of this, Hector managing to stay alive, and he still has the Aegis.
Yep. He has that Aegis, he has the Lincolns. During all of that, it was literally some fun from Beast Coast, I think, because Brazil, they had to invest quite a few buybacks for DR, and I think they bought back 3, right? King RD bought back 2. On the other side, Moose bought back, but that's it. So
Yeah, they
just
bought
having
back. Well,
yeah.
they did buy back over on Beast Coast too.
Yeah. That was only the Undying though, right? Or someone else also? Maybe I'm wrong.
No, they bought back on the Undying. They bought back on Schofield.
Did they? Alright. Alright. Still, Beast Coast are in the same spot. They are playing versus a PL now that's level 22 with Monkey King Bar and Heart. So, yeah, he's still going to have problems versus Shivas, versus the Radiance from Kunkka, but if he gets on top of this Terrorblade, he can take him down. He does have that MKB.
The problem is they're getting picked off one by one. Look at this flea just climbing, trying to crawl away. Can't do it.
Does have a buyback and did force a meta out of Hector, which is kind of nice, as he's kind of inclined to push now, and they have to do it, right? So, and by the time they get to the high ground, perhaps the meta will be off if they manage to delay it a bit. They're not delaying it.
They're not delaying it. No, they're not.
They're not delaying it.
They're going right on in. You can see that Kostabile and Adriana are still just trying to push out these waves, farm up, but Meta's still here for a little bit longer. Repair Kit does buy them a bit more time, but it'll force out the fortification too. Get the Meteor Hammer dropped over here on the side. Looks like Beast Coast, they'll respect it. They'll back off. Say, all right, we're going to have another tier of items coming out very soon. We'll just chill, and, they do have the Rax advantage, and they're feeling pretty strong. Although, like you said, Kostabile definitely moving up here with the items. He's going to be difficult to kill, but if everybody else gets shredded around him,
yeah.
it doesn't matter.
They're actually smoking up. 4DR, the three of them actually smoked up. They want to fight this, but the only advantages that they have got going for them is the fact that TB doesn't have meta.
I don't know about this. They smoke up right behind Hector. Smoke will pop. Whisper, realizing someone's there. Oh, King RD, though, getting the jump immediately. Are they going to be able to take that Whisper? No, the Soul Rip plus the Yule's coming in. King RD, he's taking too much damage. He's right front and center, but he's still going to get taken down. Aegis does get reclaimed during all of this here, but on the backlines, Kostabile, he just pops. We talked about him being tanky, having the heart, having the damage, but he can't stand toe-to-toe. And Brazil, they realize it. They realize they just got spanked. They're going to call the GG.
At the beginning of this fight was also unfortunate because they broke the smoke on Whisper. They don't manage to kill him. They don't manage to take him even 50% down, and PL just finds himself in the wrong spot, in which he is. Well, I said he's tanky. He was anything but that. He died in a couple of seconds, literally. But yeah, this series is just Beast Coast outclassing them a little bit. Yeah, they lose the laning stage, but that's what makes this series even a bigger win for them, because after losing the laning stage, they come back strong. They make all the right moves to enable Hector, and he just carries them in the end. Really good performance from them. Like Team Brazil, they have a lot of potential, a lot of good players, like you said, right? But it's not working.
Well, unfortunately for them, this ends their run here in the Monster Energy Dota Summit 13, because we are in the lower bracket. But I'm going to let our panel go and break it down for us. So we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, the boys over at the Summit are going to go and tell us all about this match.